Got some big news for you. So we found out on the 12th of July that we will be becoming Australian citizens. Amazing news, absolutely amazing. Rosie's already an Australian citizen because she was born here, but myself and Jez have been playing catch up for the last couple of years, so really happy. So I was working out earlier that we've been here in Australia 4 years, 8 months and 25 days, so quite a long time. And also for myself personally, this month, so June the year 2000, I actually left Glasgow. So almost 17 years to the day since I actually left Glasgow. So it was June the year 2000, I left Glasgow, I went up to Aviemore, I got a job as a waiter in the Hilton Hotel. I needed a job for that 3-month period, basically just to try and get some money behind me before I went to Newcastle Uni. I worked split shifts that whole summer. I remember I used to start work at like 5:30 in the morning, used to work from 5:30, do a breakfast shift in the Hilton Hotel, used to work until about 1 p.m, set the restaurant up for dinner. Then I used to get a couple of hours off where I'd go back to my room and sleep, try and sleep. Then I would start another shift from basically 4 p.m. and I'd work until 1 in the morning, and I used to do that 6 days a week, and I'd done that for about 3.5 months. Got a couple of £1,000 in my bank account, and then went back to Glasgow, literally picked up my stuff. My dad drove me to Newcastle, and that was it. I've never been back. Lived for 8 years in Newcastle, then I lived for 5 years in Manchester, and then we moved to Sydney, and we've been here nearly 5 years in Sydney, so as you can see I've keep getting further away. If someone had told me when I was at high school that I would one day live in Australia and work there for a bit, I just plain wouldn't have believed you. It was just so not on my radar at all. I hadn't even considered moving that far away. It never occurred to me that I would live in a different country for such a long period of time, let alone become a citizen. But now to look at us now, we've been here 5 years. We have a family here. Our little girl was born here in Sydney, and we're on the verge of becoming Australian citizens and therefore dual nationality with the UK. It's an absolutely amazing feeling. Yeah, and in a couple of months we'll have, probably in August time this year, we'll have an Aussie passport, the 3 of us, so absolutely mind-blowing stuff. I feel very grateful and very lucky that we've had a chance to live here in such a beautiful part of the world and see some of the things that we've seen. We've been to Fiji on holiday, which most people have never had a chance to do, but to spend time working and living in Sydney has just been such a blessing, such a wonderful experience, and I just feel really grateful for it. Very, very lucky that we've had a chance to do it, and also very proud that we actually had the balls to do what we did. At the time we moved over here, myself and Jez had only been together for 12 months. So it takes some balls to do that so early in a relationship. I remember telling her on our first date that I was going to move to Australia, and I remember her saying, "Excellent, I'll come with you." So it really happened like that. I'm being deadly serious. So an Aussie passport, here we come, roll on August.